powers call forth, from the barrel of muskets to flowers of fire in the world, once so vast and mysterious, has grown smaller and more familiar. Yet, there are always questions to be answered, faiths to be tested, and national identities to be formed. The marriage of science and religion is a delicate balancing act, but one that you have mastered, Saladin. Your quest for knowledge is noble, and your people have a deep respect for you, but you need not rush into the unknown. Given time, find their way back to Arabia.
That little tone means there's been a spawn of a barbarian camp somewhere. And they typically spawn in a spot that you don't have a sight on. Ah, see? Right there. There it is. So you see this guy has 2 builds left. This is what the computer or the advisor is suggesting. So we see we have the city center, which is where you would build walls. The campus district is right here. And you see it already has 2 buildings in it. Don't have the technology to build anything else in the moment. Commercial hub is right here. So it only has a market at the moment, but it's building a bank. So industrial zone is, where is it? It's right here. So it's got a workshop. I don't know of any other technologies right now to build. So that's what's going on. It gives you an idea to the production screen for the city. Obviously the number of turns it takes to build them. You can also do projects which have a set number of turns. And they all produce a certain amount of gold, and they also produce appropriate great person points. For example, the industrial zone is a great engineer, the commercial will be great merchant, and the campus will be great scientist. That's still starting off. You see it's at 4 of its housing capacity. To start working on some of its surrounding tiles, but they were relatively recently settled. Okay, one of the big changes, I don't know if it's a big change, one of the changes from 5 is your trade routes are used to build your roads. And I used to, when I first started playing Civ 6, would definitely send them to exterior destinations, like, for example, Oslo, Athens, whatever, to get the money. But your interior trade routes help generate extra food and production, which of course help your towns grow, help you build stuff quicker. So it's generally been recommended that that's where you do that, or how you do that. Let's see. So we'll go to, let's see, what do they need mode? Let's see. They need food more than anything else. And with his last charge suspended, he's gone. So we're currently using all 5 of our trade routes. I think we're going to produce a worker here because those horses could be improved, which would help. Then maybe send them up to Sanaa.
The real use of gunpowder is to make all men tall.
So Cairo finished its bank. We're really close on a great engineer. Not so close on a great merchant. Definitely close on a great scientist. So we'll do campus research grants. Since I obviously don't really want to get rid of my farm here, this land here is fine to go ahead and purchase, and we'll start building the wonder there. We don't let them have open borders, and it's pretty crappy deal overall. So we've gotten a great person. Who do we have? Oh, look at that. It's a great engineer. Yeah, his ability is +1 amenity for the city, +1 housing. Amenities replace, well, they're part of the local happiness for a city because there's no empire-wide happiness. It's an okay ability. But if I pass, as you see, I will lose some great person points, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, because and he's just, whatever. But at least he explains why he's denouncing you. It tells you because you have different governments. Let's see. So, still have a little bit of housing. I could put in an aqueduct to get two more housing, because I'm already on I have fresh water. I'm on a river. I have an industrial zone. What I could really use is a commercial hub, because commercial hubs allow, see if you can see right there, it says you get +1 trade route capacity. Now when you go to build a district, it shows you what bonuses you will get depending on where you put it. So pretty much anywhere along a river, you're going to get +2 for the river. Now I could put it here, because I would get +2 for the river and +1 for the adjacent district, because basically if you have them in a triangle pattern, all 3 districts will gain an adjacency bonus. But I would also eliminate 4 production and food, and 1 food, which I don't need to do, for 1 more gold. So, let's see, I will go ahead and put it here. And then that district is what's going to allow me to build, and where it will allow me to build the financial buildings like the market and the bank. And then that's where they'll also be put. And each farm adds 0.5 housing, so basically obviously for every 2 farms then you get an additional 1 housing in that city. So what I will do now is I'm actually going to relocate this to Sanaa. We're doing sort of alright on money. Actually pretty good. That's not too bad. I think to help us out, we will actually, yeah, we're going to do an industrial zone, I think. No.
It is a beautiful and important monument, and an international intercultural treasure. Unless and until it can be shared by both religions in harmony, which would be a grand idea, it should remain a secular building, honoring both religions who have made it beautiful. A diplomat is a man who always remembers a woman's birthday, but never remembers her age.
So this is the government screen and your policy screen. Each government type has a different number of slots and different types of slots. These being your military policies, your economic, your diplomatic, and then your wild card. Wild card, of course, means you can put any type of policy in there. And the others are, of course, restricted by type. And then each government has certain bonuses. For example, the theocracy, you can buy land combat units with faith. And all of your theological units, like missionaries and apostles, they have a bonus in religious to their strength in combat versus other religious units. Okay, we have this trader that's at Sanaa. And this will now help us start getting a little boost here for its production and food. So it doesn't really matter. But we'll send it to Damascus to get the road built between them. Because you know there's no road there yet. And let's see what this great person is. A great scientist triggers the Eureka for 2 random. Yeah, we'll take that. Now you'll see it highlights where the great person has to be, to be able to trigger their activated effect. See, he still hasn't been picked up by anybody else yet. Yes, I plan on settling there, I think. Yes, so what I can do here is, they're actually really close as far as population. They're going to get one next turn. I'll buy it then. So I can go here to purchase an item with gold. Oh, and I actually don't have enough for a settler. Not for a little while. So what I will do then, actually when they complete, I'll have them build a settler. Now I could switch them over to building a settler and they would still be at 1 turn from completing that trade. That trader want to set them back to it, but there's no point. So they're roughly equal with food and production.
Astronomy is much more fun when you're not an astronomer.
So one of the things they've changed as well is to access the ocean, you no longer have to have your city right on the coast. You can build a harbor. See, now that's available, that I have a claimed ocean, or coast, I guess. Anyway. So what we do here is we'll go ahead and do this, and you see I'm going to get, because of the sea resources, I'm going to get extra gold there. Oh, and someone's stolen something. Which means I need to look into building a spy. Which would be a good thing to do right here. Okay, now, the way you influence city-states in Civ VI is with envoys. There's 3 stages of benefits from any city-state, and that's depends on if you have 1, 3, or 6 envoys there. Now the suzerain, which basically the one that they basically that they like the most, that they grant their benefits to, you have to have basically, as it says at the top, 3 envoys and more than any other civilization. Now in this case, if you're suzerain, your units receive double XP from battles they initiate. That's not bad. It's not anything I'm particularly after. Now Toronto I just lost recently, and they have a really nice benefit. Regional effects from your industrial zone and entertainment complex districts reach 3 tiles further, because there are some buildings you can put in those districts that actually have an area effect of 6 hexes. So this is a commercial hub. Let's just say, well, there's my industrial. Okay, so 6 hexes from there would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and up there. So it actually affect multiple cities. Well, that suzerain bonus extends it even further.
There were 7 wonders in the world, and the discovery of the Terracotta Army, we may say, is the 8th miracle of the world.
Now, obviously, your units, as they get promotions, they have 2 choices initially. And then as you can see, they have certain branches. So if I picked this one initially, I could pick this one as well, or I could pick this one. I'm going to pick this one. So, policy slots are very important and helpful in this version. In this particular wonder grants you an additional military policy slot.
Judge someone until you've stood at his forge and worked with his hammer.
Ooh. Nice. The guy I was hoping for was already taken, but this guy's even better because he grants an economic policy slot. So yes, I will definitely take him. So you see, now I have this. So what I could do then is actually take the one I've had down here, which grants me a culture boost, and put it up here, which now frees up a wild card. And I think I'm actually going to bring down the one that lets me produce spies quicker, and their operations take shorter.
You must not lose faith in humanity. Humanity is like an ocean. If a few drops it...
And I'm actually going to start bump out the great merchant points and get me some great engineer points. And you'll note I'm putting, see, I could put them in this either spot, but I've put it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So those were the only ones who would benefit from it, but that's okay. One last thing I'll make of note or mention is one of the big things they changed is unit movement, in that if a unit does not have enough to spend to get into the next hex, it cannot move in there. You know, whereas in 5, all it had to have left was one movement point, it can move in there. but not so in this case. So, for example, these guys, they have a movement of 4. And you can see the cyan, turquoise, whatever outline of where they can move. Excuse me. So you see this has a movement cost of 2, movement cost of 2. So it can move there. It can move all the way down here because these are 1 each. So you see. Alright, hopefully that gives you an idea as to the game. There's a lot more stuff that goes on, obviously, but I'm not sure what else you'd want to even know about.